Testing one, two. Testing one, two. Uh-huh. Hold on, y'all. We get into it. Get into it. All right. What's good, big dog? It's your boy Dre, and this is just me live kicking it. Um, I'm pissed off. I'm a little demoralized, but I'm here. And I feel like real ones are gonna get this, what I'm about to talk about today. Like the ones that actually genuinely fool with dogs, working dogs, like dogs that can do stuff, like non-pet level, high level dogs will get what I'm about to express. And those of y'all that have never been there, uh it still may be beneficial to you if you decide to get involved with these type of dogs, or you have them and you have the facilities and you don't have to move around like I have to move around. It still may be beneficial to you to understand this so you don't relinquish your dogs to people who have these problems, right? So um the dogs. I have two dogs. A female that is 32 and a half pounds, a male that is 52 and a half pounds, right? Female, pretty chill, quite athletic, but pretty chill. And does not experience separation anxiety or anything like that. Okay. The male is very well trained, but also a high performing animal, which means that you're not going to get away with just walking him or letting him run the yard to keep him entertained. You're going to have to give him a job. He is a working dog. Okay. So put these two dogs in a boarding kennel on Friday. Top of the morning, student for life. Top of the morning, big dog. What's good, big dog? So I put my dogs in a boarding kennel because I am in the process of moving from Tucson, Arizona to San Antonio, Texas. My house, my home is not ready for me to move in. I expressed this to the boarding kennel after after I met the requirements of having all the vaccinations up to date. I did my part. I did my part. I went there. I said, hey, these are American Pit Bull Terriers. They are not to be kenneled together. So I'm paying $7 a day extra than what other people pay because they're dogs that have to be kept separately, right? Issue number one occurred the next day. Saturday morning, I get a text message. Your dogs have been in 3 fights with each other. And my question is, how? If I'm paying you $7 a day and you call it a special handling fee, how have my dogs in your possession been in 3 fights? And then these people are so delusional that they send it via a text message. These people are crazy. But so they sent via text message, your dogs have been in 3 fights, right? 3 fights. This dude, let me see. One of my moderators, like y'all do y'all thing. What's good, PBK? And so last night, right? I got a text or this morning I got a text message that says your dog, my dog, had escaped the kennel at the boarding kennel. He's been there for this is night number 4 of 5 that I paid for, right? Um, my dog learned in their exact words, learned to climb. So in your facility, my dog learned a behavior that he did not have when he went to the facility. He learned to climb out of their 6-foot enclosures and destroyed a hose and I think an evaporator line to like some kind of like evaporator or humidifier they got there, right? And so what ended up occurring was the I got another text. These people love to communicate. Like I don't think they realize like their text messages are. They probably should have just told me to come pick my dogs up, which would have been an appropriate thing. And I probably should just go, but I've already paid, and they don't do refunds. And I know my dogs aren't staying there again. Like I know they're not saying it again. So I'm like, cool. Like I paid for 5 nights for 2 dogs, which was extra $59 a night. All right, just being real. Like I could have got them a hotel room at this rate. I could have got a hotel room and kept my 2 dogs in a hotel room with me, right? So um So I'm like, okay, cool. They like the owner has 3 huskies, and they're like, yeah, we have working dogs. We know how to handle working. Okay, you know how to handle working dog. And this is why I'm putting this out there as well, because just because in your mind your dog is a working dog, all dogs are not on the same level. They're just not. You know, all dogs do not. Your what you call a working dog, I might call a hard keeper. What I call a hard keeper, you might call a pet. It all depends upon your level of activity and how you carry it. But I'm telling you right now, my dogs are I would consider intermediate to medium level working dogs. Right? Appreciate that, Croc Bull. So they're telling me that uh my dog will not be allowed to stay there anymore after I pick him up tomorrow. But then they also are like, we're going to also give you a cost estimate for damages to our facility. So I said, okay, that's where I take issue because now you've already charged me close to $1,000 for the stay of my dogs. And you're telling me because they escaped your facility that I'm now supposed to be responsible for your incompetence to take care of all breeds of dogs, right? Now, these are the things that should have been a red flag. But once again, just being real with y'all, as a pit bull person, we don't always have the options that other breeds have. There were other facilities that simply just say no pit bulls, and I gotta respect them. I ain't got no smoke with them. But when you say we're specialists, we're professionals, we handle all breeds, and then I keep getting messages because you're incompetent to handle all breeds, this is where I take issue. Okay, so let's start with that. All right, the lack of competence because what you wanted was my money, but you didn't want the responsibility of taking care of working dogs. And yes, huskies can be working dogs, but I'm assuming based upon your level of maturity with your dogs, either they're super highly trained. And let's be clear about another thing. Training does not equal well-behaved dogs. Training does not equal well-behaved dogs. Your maintenance is what makes them a well-behaved dog. Paul Johnson was good, big dog. Your maintenance is what makes him a well-behaved dog. Now, I bet you if I go up there and this is just a hypothetical, I don't know these people's opinion on this. I bet you if I went up there and asked them how they feel about chains and chain setups, they would not after keeping my dogs for a weekend. I guarantee you they would say I know exactly why these dogs belong on chains. Or the worst thing they could say is these dogs shouldn't exist. And I'm gonna tell you why that's the worst thing anybody can say about a dog, just because they themselves can't contain the dogs. What's good, MK and Bottom? If a person that claims to love animals and care for animals says that a dog shouldn't exist simply because it's hard to take care of, I would be extremely careful with those people and the children or anything in their life that is not convenient to take care of. Because you, in your mind, can't fathom spanking a child or putting a dog on a chain, but I bet you'll give him a shot of Ritalin. I bet you'll put him on Adderall. Because in your mind, that's okay. It's chemically induced. You don't have to see it. You don't have to see the effects. You don't have to deal with whatever's going chemically with that child that you can't reverse. So that's cool with you. But you don't, these people, I'm thankful to be the ambassador for this situation, y'all, because one, all right, my dogs, I paid extra money to keep them separated and to keep them sterile environments. Both my dogs are intact, y'all. Let me give you, and I went over this Saturday. I'm gonna go over it again. Both my dogs are intact. They're both able to be bred, male intact, female intact. I briefed them that my dogs are also show dogs. Don't have them with food or toys around any other animals. Clearly briefed it, articulated it, put it in the contract. I briefed that brooms and mops are considered toys to my dogs. My dog has destroyed 2 mops. 2 mops. All right. Not paying for that. I was briefed. And the cool thing is my wife was there as a witness as well. So I briefed them that mops, brooms, towels, like my dog, like they play with those. Those are toys. And some people say, why would you do that? Some people give their dogs old shoes. Some people give them hides. Some people give them ropes. To some people, a rope is used for put up a rope swing. They might not want their dog to bite on ropes because they use it for other things. So don't judge me. I won't judge you. We all sin differently, right? So then he climbs out of their fence after 4 days of being kept. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna be real with y'all. As a person that trains dogs and also has maintained my dogs the way I maintain my dogs, I know one thing for sure with my dogs. The only time they do things like this is when they are under exercised. Now, the kennel's policy is that every 2 hours, the dogs are allowed to run the yard. Now, I'm telling you right now, being real with you, I didn't care nothing about my dogs ever being out to run for the kennel run other than long enough to clean their cages out. Because I know that the general public does not know how to care for a working dog. I understand that to the umpteenth power. This is why I didn't just go with friends or family to have them watch my dogs. I went to who was considered professionals. And they have a slat mill and they have a slat mill, and when you walk into their reception area, they have a slat mill in the reception area. I told them my dogs love to run the slat mill. These are all things I expressed clearly. My dogs love to run the slat mill. Their exact words was, we've had about 20 or 30 dogs come in here, and only about out of the 20 or 30 that even tried it, only 2 or 3 of them actually ran the slat mill. And I expressed to them, I was like, my dogs will get on that thing. If they ever need to burn some energy, they will get on that thing and run for 30 minutes. So the equipment is on site. But this is what it is. These people wanted an easy buck. They want an easy dollar. They want an easy dollar because the typical person that brings their kids, their kids. So I love my dogs like their children. The typical person that brings their furry kids to the vet or to the vet clinic, to the boarding center, is going to be having a small dog that you can put 10 of them in a cage together and literally let them play with each other, and you have to do nothing. You have to do nothing. I literally could start a boarding kennel for small dogs in my backyard. They thought it was. They thought it was free game. Now, this is where they screwed up, though. So they sent me a text message that says, your dog, only Saki, by the way. So Kazi can stay, but I would never let my dog, like one dog stay if the other one can't stay. Because if you can't take care of one pit bull, you can't take care of any of them. Right? And I will be, once I get my dogs back in my possession, I will be clearly articulating to y'all who I'm talking about so that you can be prepared, because I will be doing my Yelp reviews. I'm like literally like I'm on the up and up. I'm not a pit bull owner you can bully. I'm also very, very lenient because I know that most people, I give grace where grace is due. Most people do not know how to take care of an American Pit Bull Terrier. But when you say I am a professional, this is where the code of ethics is chopped. JT was good, big dog. This is where the code of ethics is chopped. Once you cross that threshold of saying I'm a professional, I can handle dogs, and then you give your resume. I got Huskies. I was there. They brought a Great Dane in. Okay, policy versus or ethics versus what you do. And this is where, okay, I am not out to get nobody. I get it. Get it how you live. But once you start trying to play with my pockets, I'm about to bust your head, boy. So the policy says pets must come in with a fitted collar on leash. My wife is my witness. A man pulled up while I was checking my dogs in, had a Great Dane, no leash, no collar, another big dog, and another big dog. One of them was his girlfriend's dog. One of the dogs slipped the collar coming in the door. Luckily, my dogs were still in their crates. Slipped the collar coming in the door. This man chasing his dog around the parking lot. I'm back in Texas, JT. Your policy says that dogs must have properly fitted collars and be walked in on a leash. This man brought in 3 dogs as a pack. Now, mind you, my dogs they're not even, my dogs aren't even animal aggressive. They're animal defensive. My dogs are they're not no pussy. My dogs is gonna hit something if it come over there by them, but they're not gonna go over there and bother your dog either. But in this situation right here, if I'd had my dog in there following their policy on leash, and that Great Dane ran up on my wife and I like it did, my dog would have hit that dog. And I would have felt justified in that situation. And probably would have taken them to court over that. Mind you, here it goes again. A black man in Texas with pit bulls. It's not a lot of places gonna go out of their way to accommodate me. What's good, Doug? It's not. And if you think that the dog, the breed, or the race don't have something to do with where boarding is accepted at, you crazy. And I'm gonna tell you right now, don't follow me if the veil is so heavy that you don't think that there are subtle factors in the South that affect like where I can board and where I can't board. Mind you, the breed is alone is enough. All right. The breed alone is enough. I'm not saying this because I'm black. I'm saying this because the breed is already like a hated breed. And then it doesn't help. I come in, I'm super chill. Like right now, I'm talking loud because I'm fired up. But like, no, like I'm super chill, very knowledgeable, very tolerant. I give way more grace to people than what they deserve. Because I simply want a service performed and I don't want to deal with the politics of anything other than I asked you to render a service, I paid you for a service, and the service has been completed. That's it. This right here, this is more personal. This is me talking to people that are supposed to be either like-minded or contrary, but able to contrary and con- be contrary with their thoughts. Be contrary with your thoughts, not just come here and argue. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So just being real, bro. Appreciate that, Croc Bull. Salute, JT. Just being real. The situation about them want me to pay for, and I got the pictures too, y'all. Like it's crazy because I think what they thought they were doing was because I'm so chill, and I love when people do this. I love it. Um, I sit back and let them say what they're gonna say first, right? Now I took the information from that text message, and I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna show you how gutter it is. First thing I do is I ran that text message, what they said through ChatGPT and Gemini. Everybody can do this. I say, okay, I need to know how liability is determined for a situation such as this conversation right here, right? Chat and Gemini typically only align when the information is on the internet already, right? Gemini uses Google search engine, chat uses a bunch of other stuff, right? Chat and Gemini in congruence at the same time said this, unless they have a specific clause that says dogs that are able to clear a 6-foot fence will damages will be responsible to the owner, which is not on there because you have the initial next to these little clauses. You have to check yes or no an initial, right? Wasn't on the contract. Then it says okay, so it even goes into detail about like circumstances in which the business will be liable. And it's not even called liability. It's called it's another word. It was a word, but liable for the business or liable for the owner. If the fences are under 6 foot tall and a house, pallets, or toys are stacked close enough to the fence that the dog was able to escape, it is on the business. Then it says, if the dog has a known history of clearing fences and the owner fails to relinquish this information, that is also liable to the owner. But this is where they messed up. My dogs have been there for 4 out of 5 nights and never escaped. And never escaped. So the history was developed in your facility. My dog witnessed something in your facility that gave them the know-how to escape the cage in your facility. So now I got to deal with a issue that you caused. Secondly, my dogs were able to come in contact with each other. I was briefed by the man at the front desk. His name is Alex. I was briefed by Alex that they do not allow intact males to engage with any dogs for the purpose of they don't want any unauthorized breedings and they don't want intact males fighting for dominance in their kennels. So how did my intact male come into contact with another dog if that's your policy? So this is where I was like, cool, like my dogs get into yard accidents all the time. Grace. I'm still giving grace. I'm still at this point, I'm still giving grace. But when you talk about me paying for an evaporator line or mop heads that he damaged or whatever, and I briefed you, it was in our agreement, verbally and written agreement. This is where I go, okay, no. And also, once again, giving grace, before they started talking about prices with me, I looked to see like, okay, well, what covers that? Most of the time, a business that has pets like that, as long as they have all the facilities up to code, their insurance covers it. So ain't no price for repairs. What it should be is at most, you want me to help you pay your deductible. At most, at max, right? Um, Yeah, it's good, bro. It's good. I'm just cooking right now, JT. But this is the kind of information that I can only share with y'all as I'm experiencing, because a lot of people are smart enough not to even board their dogs, right? Most people are smart enough not to even board their dogs if they got real dogs. If you got real, and my thing is, once again, this is a public service announcement, not for the people that know better. This is a public service announcement for the people who feel like when they see a dog on chain, it's a problem. This public service announcement is to express to people that, given the general public's lack of knowledge on how to secure a working breed of animal, most people should shut up and color when it comes to how American Pit Bull Terrier or any working dog owner takes care of their dog. And I love the fact that I have text messages and receipts from a professional LLC'd and bonded kennel saying they don't know what to do with these dogs. What I also like is that other kennels that I have gone in that I've gone to on the internet have it clearly pit bulls are not allowed here. I don't mind that. I genuinely I respect that. I respect it, because what they're creating is they're creating a niche. They're creating a niche for people like me because I get money. So what they're telling me is all I got to do is build a facility specifically for the dogs that y'all can't handle. And I'm going to have what's called an esoteric or a niche community. So yeah, you dog men that want to go on cruises finally with your family, this is what we're going to do. And this free game for anybody who got it. All you need is a warehouse. You need 18-foot long runs, tall, all the way to the ceiling. So even if the dog climbs, it cannot escape going up to the ceiling. You need concrete floors. You need chain spots. Now, mind you, most states you can tether the dog, you just cannot tether them unattended. So this is why you got to be careful. But you got to know the law. You need chain spots on the other side of your facility. When the dogs need recreation time, you can put them on the chain spots. They have to be on the camera, though. They got to be on the. It doesn't say direct supervision, it just says supervision. They got to be under the camera 24/7. You're going to have to pay workers. You're going to have to pay workers to go out there and watch them dogs. But I'm going to tell you where you're really making a killing at. If you had a facility like this that real dog men could go to, and they could get semen drawn from whatever male dogs that are authorized by the public, a man could go there, drop his mail off, have his stud collected, and everything be. But let me say this too: the cameras, because most boarding kennels now have it where you can log in and see your dog on camera. Okay, you can log in and see your dog on camera, so you can see what's being done with your dog. Because I know a lot of us, we don't trust everybody with our dog, and I don't blame you. I don't trust nobody with my dog, but I'm in a tight situation right now, y'all. I'm in crunch time right now. I got about 6 days before my house is ready. So what I'm about to do is my dog's gonna stay there because I done paid the money for tonight. And tomorrow at 11 o'clock tomorrow, I'll be there to pick my dog up. I'm gonna cuss these people out. I'm going in there with my thing. I'm not gonna have it. I'm not gonna have it open and threaten nobody. What I'm telling you is like they're gonna relinquish my dogs to me, because this is what I feel is going to happen. They're going to try to say you got to pay the damages before we relinquish the dogs, and at that point we're at contention, because what you're going to do is you're going to release my dogs to me, and we're going to litigate. We're going to take this to court, and I'm okay with that. If the court system decides I owe you money, I'll pay you money. I'll pay you money. But what you're not going to do is hold my dogs hostage, because at that point right there, bud, it ain't that's not in the contract. You holding my dogs as a collateral is not part of the contract, and I tear this whole place down. You understand what I'm saying? And what I will also do is I will have the police come here and say that you have confiscated my property, because you cannot do that, right? You can't. I don't think these people are that tough. I think that the demeanor I gave them, because bro, I going very, very professional. Yes, sir, no, ma'am. I think a lot of people misconstrue that as, okay, Mark. Nah, it's not that. It's that I understand the struggle, and I also ain't trying to argue with you. I need a simple service. I don't go to McDonald's and get mad because the person at the microphone messed my order up. I get mad that the order's messed up, but I don't get mad they sitting there. Is that all? No, it's not all. I'm waiting for my wife and my kids to tell me what they want. I'll tell you when it's all. I don't talk to them like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay. No, just give me a minute. I need some time. So hold on. What you want? What y'all want? Okay, ma'am. I'm ready now. Are you ready? Okay. Boom. Very, very simple communication. I know that people ain't out here. People that work at McDonald's, they're not there because they want to be there. They're there because they got to do something. And the ones that are there and they want to be there, it shows. So I don't go to establishments where people are just doing what they got to do to survive, expecting top tier quality nothing. If I want top tier quality stuff, I'll either cook it myself or go to a place that has established a rapport and a reputation for having that top tier level quality stuff. But you get what you pay for in life most of the time if you do your research. I understand when I walked, I'm gonna be real with y'all. When I walked in there, I could smell urination, not feces, but you could smell like, okay, they probably just spray it down through a drain hose. But what they not doing is they don't know how we take care of these dogs. They don't know. They do not know. I'm coming in, even when I leave my dog at a homeboy house or for a chain spot, I don't go in there expecting them to take care of my. I'll make sure the nigga's breathing when I get back. Make sure he's breathing, got all his testicles, all his legs, all his eyes, and all his teeth when I come back. That's all I'm looking for when I ask somebody to keep my dogs. I don't want you working them. If you walk them, you're taking a risk because you don't know how to handle them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to just keep them alive. Feed them, water them, and make sure you keep the pee and poop off the dog. That's it. That's it. I'm asking for literally life-sustaining actions. That's it. And you can't even do that as a professional. All that stuff about we give them 2 hours of playtime, I'm like, that's cap. And even if it's real, that ain't gonna work. Because what y'all are talking about 2 hours of playtime is y'all let all the dogs out in the kennel at the same time they can play together. Y'all do that, and this is also comes to the mentality of people that think, okay, I got one dog, so I need to buy another dog to keep him company. That's the people we're talking about right now, y'all. That's the people we're talking about. They know nothing about management, discipline, medication, aftercare. They know nothing about none of this stuff. Okay. So yeah, man, like I gotta give a major kudos, a major salute to everybody who's really into dogs, everybody who genuinely understands that containment, confinement, and correction are extremely important in these dogs, bro, because it matters. It matters. It matters. That's like with the Huskies, German Shepherds. Believe it or not, bro, like I didn't. This situation make me realize how much higher level I am than what I gave myself credit for. Now, other than the American Pit Bull Terrier community and maybe the working dog like protection dog community, that's probably the only two communities I really fool with. I'm like, okay, like they be knowing stuff, right? But just the show dog, like the registries and stuff like that, man, like they don't even be like that for real, bro. They don't even be like that for real. Like a lot of times, what they do is they let people like me, like people like y'all, come on there and talk for them, and just post their stuff. That's what they be doing. They let the workers come out and keep them alive, keep them afloat. We did an interview about that with NWA County Corso the other night. Shout out to my brother Joe. Mike Dan, what's good, big dog? But yeah, y'all. So they couldn't handle they couldn't handle them, man. And so now I'm over here stressing on my downtime. So just so those of y'all that have been following me, that like real family, real friends, or just real haters that want to keep up. Um, I made it to San Antonio, Texas. I'm back doing what I love to do, being a military training instructor. Smokey the Bear hat wearing dude. Um, my house is about a week from being where I can move into it or whatever. So I'm in the process right now. I'm keeping it chill. I'm going live from my car a lot just because I'm bored. Like I got two hotel rooms on base. My mom, my wife, my kids are all inside right now. It's a rainy day. There's nothing to do. Um, I was supposed to be able to relax. Uh, I was supposed to go there tomorrow, and if my house was ready, I was gonna pick the dogs up. If my house was not ready, then I was gonna pay for another 10 nights for my dogs. Links Dogos was good, big dog. I was gonna pay for another 10 nights for my dogs and relax until my house is ready to move in and move my dogs to my house and be at peace. So um, they give me what's called house hunting days. I got about 8 days of house hunting left, right? So the goal was to get my house, to secure my house and secure my belongings, They still got to deliver all my furniture and everything. I still got to go to Tractor Supply and get me a retriever kennel, set that up before I go back to work for Kazi. Saki, he's a house dog. He's a house dog. Like that's my dog. But yeah, man. So all of this stuff I got to get done, and I'm stressing right now because of these people. People I paid to keep me from stressing, right? So that's where my frustration is coming from, y'all. Like it's to me it's well warranted. Uh, I don't think that they are. I don't. I knew what I was getting myself into. I didn't think it would be this bad. I knew what I was getting myself into. I didn't think it would be this bad. And especially when you're dealing with people who are supposed to be on the up and up. When I deal with people that are licensed and bonded and insured, I expect a certain level of quality of care, a certain level of responsibility, and a certain level of ability to adjust to the client, right? And I'm not receiving that. I'm receiving a bunch of these are these are my problems. I need you to fix them for me as a business owner. Salute. I appreciate it, bro. Salute. Thank you. But yeah, man, it feels good to be back, brother. But yeah, man, like so what's gonna end up happening is I'm gonna end up getting this is a free game for y'all too. Motel 6. I'm gonna end up getting a room there. It costs $75 per dog, but Saki is a registered service animal. And so what I have is I have his service animal certificate right here. Okay, I keep it on me, right? And so what's gonna happen is gonna charge me $150 plus the room. The rooms are $59 a night. Down the street is about 2 miles off base, right? So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna have to get a third room out of pocket and pay the 75 Rikazi, and then they're gonna board Saki for free. I wouldn't mind even have to pay the 150 or whatever. Like it's cool. Like I don't mind. I'm gonna make sure my dogs. This is the sacrifice we make, and this is why like when people be asking for puppies and stuff, I'm like, bro, like Russell Westbrook said, y'all brother, y'all tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't if you don't follow the whole, if you don't follow my journey as a whole, you'll never understand why I can put a price tag on my dogs or I put a price tag on my dog. And that's why I share it freely with y'all. Like I share it freely. And I will be posting on my Facebook and probably my YouTube community page the text messages and the videos and stuff that y'all can see. Like, but I ain't gonna lie, my dog is wild. Like he got out and they left once again though. Like, why is the water hoses being left out? I get it. It's your facility. You can do what you want to, but this, I'm just saying. Like, I'm just saying, School Crab was, hey, School Crab, I'm glad you're here. Y'all, look, I'm out of hides. Schoolcraft Kennels got it. Schoolcraft Kennels, y'all go shop. Like, that's who I shop with. So if you shop with him, you shop with me. Period. Like, I got 3 people that I ask for hides on Facebook right now. That's the guy. Let me put him on. Let me put it on the screen right now for y'all. That's my guy. That's my dude. That's who I fool with. So y'all want the good stuff? Go to Schoolcraft and tell him Dre sent you. Go to Schoolcraft, tell him Samurai Kennels, Dre, whatever you want to call me, sent you. Straight up. That's my dog. Find him on social media, holler at my dog. You know what I'm saying? He got it. And I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Like, for real. Thank you. But Schoolcraft, what I'm cooking on right now is I boarded my dogs here in town, and they give me a hard time, bro. They give me a hard time in San Antonio, Texas, bro. So this is what I'm about to do. I'm about to just go ahead and set myself up where I can board. Cause like they're creating, all they do is creating job opportunities for us, bro. Y'all are if you got a yard and you already have chain setups, now mind you, here we go. Here goes the problem with that. Okay. You try to do this for the homies and things happen, right? Things happen. Yard accidents happen. I've put my dogs on yards for no charge, and the yard accident happened. I'm not mad about that, as long as my dog is breathing when I get back over there. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes they don't survive yard accidents. I've seen them where they get unalive in a yard accident. I've seen it in friendships. All I'm saying is this, man. If you ain't got nowhere else to go, and that's all you can do, you can't be mad at the homie when they literally just doing you a favor. you know. Now, typically, I'm throwing in at least dog food or coming over to clean up poop when I can, something. Typically, unless I'm like far away. But like if we in the same hood, like the same city, nah, bro, I'm pulling up at least once a week to drop off a bag of dog food or something. I'm not about to just have you over there keeping my dog. You know what I mean? And a puppy in the future is not good enough because you don't know if it's gonna get bred. You don't know how the litter going to. No, right now. If I got the dog and I can't keep it in my property, the least I can do is come over and feed it or help you feed it, clean up behind it, maybe feed your dogs a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Pitch you some bread for some dog food, whatever. You know, that's just good friendship, good business stuff, man. Um, to me, you can't have a good friendship without understanding business. You can't. You can have a good user relationship where one person is getting over on the other person, but when it comes to business, everything I give to my friends is an investment in their future. But I invest in people who I feel like would invest back into me. You understand what I'm saying? I invest in people who I feel like would invest back into me because anything else is a gift to charity. You giving it up with nothing in return. Now, mind you, when it comes to doing something that you, okay, there's real charity and then there's things you do to make yourself feel good. And the things you do to make yourself feel good will end friendships, bro. It will end a friendship, bro. For example, okay, it's a little kid and you know they're struggling. They're in a program, an underprivileged child program, struggling. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, man, school crap. But we gonna cook on that too, bro. That's exactly why he don't have a kennel partner now. Exactly. So let me be real with y'all, man. This is real, and this for the people that fool me, bro. You gonna understand, man. Like I'm loyal. I'm loyal until you show me a reason not to be loyal to you. And then I'm not disloyal. I'm just not fooling with you at all. So okay, in this situation right here, right? Like with a situation like we're talking about with yard or kennel partners, any of that stuff, man. Look, the first thing need to be understood is this: if you've never done this for your dog, don't ask somebody else to do it. If you ain't never gave your dog your own dog shots, don't ask somebody else to get that dog those shots, bro. If you ain't never built a chain spot for yourself or put an axle in the ground, don't ask somebody else to do that for you. Ask them to show you how to do it. If you're gonna do it, come over to their house and you do it yourself. You put the axle on the ground, you pour whatever concrete you want to, or whatever to lock that in the ground, and you verify it's secure. You purchase the O-rings. You purchase the 10 to 12 foot of chain link that you might need. Some people go with 15, I go with 12. You purchase that. You verify the swivels are properly welded. You put on the quick link or the quick snap or whatever it is you use. You put that on the chain setup. You put the collar on the dog. You verify that no more than two fingers can be slipped underneath that collar. You verify all of that. And then you sit there and you watch the dog. Maybe you go sit in the car, or whatever. You roll your L or you drink your beer with your partner, but you watch the dog for a couple hours and see how he respond on that chain in that yard. And then you come back in a couple of days, or you hit your homeboy up in a couple of days, because as the dog gets more comfortable on that chain spot, he gonna start showing you different things. Day one, he might just run in circles. He ain't yanking on the chain spot yet. He ain't got used to the other dogs barking at him yet. He's chilling. He's chilling. Day two, he probably a little confused why you not there when he woke up. RBG was good, big dog. He's probably confused that you why you weren't there when he woke up. The dog is just genuinely confused, y'all. Day three, he's starting to understand the dynamics of the yard. Okay, the other dogs, they turn up at this time. They get quiet at this time. You know what I'm saying? He's just another dog on the block. Day four, he barking. He popping that chain spot now. He putting a little bit more tension on that collar. He putting more tension on them swivels, more tension on them O-rings, making sure that axle is properly sealed in the ground. If it get wet, if it rain like it's raining right now, it might come up. It might come up. You know what I'm saying? These are things you checking. So okay, a week goes by. Now he really acting up. Especially if your homeboy got dogs that's acting up too. He really acting up. You might want to come over there with that jackhammer or that sledgehammer and hit that thing down one more time. Make sure that axle is way down in the ground good. You might want to check this. You might want to check that collar and them swivels real quick too. You know. Okay, now you can be a little bit more relaxed. It lasted a week. So you can check every couple of days. Now, obviously you're feeding them and cleaning up poop and everything every day, but I'm talking about like really examining it, really looking at the wheels, really looking at the chain, making sure the sand ain't worn it down too fast. You know what I'm saying? Really looking at the stuff. Okay, 2 weeks go by, you're doing good. You get to the point of being there for a month, right? After a month, I trust that chain spot pretty well. After 30 days, I trust that chain spot really well. You still got to check it, but you ain't gotta go out there and examine everything every day. You can just enjoy the dog, clean up behind the dog, feed the dog, exercise the dog, love the dog. But a chain spot is developed over time. Even the grass, you'll start to see where they've been running around in circles. Even the grass and the dirt will start to lower down, and you'll start to see a different layer. That dog is working that chain spot, and it's gonna cause different things to happen. Now you got roots exposed. He's tearing up roots. He's getting tangled up. That wasn't happening when you first put him on that chain spot. That's what I'm talking about, Faith. She said we use sucker rods for anchor. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Whatever you using, but you know what I'm talking about. Like the general, just because you put it down and you secured it to the ground, don't mean that there's not anomalies that can happen in the first couple of days, first couple of weeks, first couple of months with that dog on that chain spot. You know, and that's what I'm getting at. These things occur, and you learn with them over experience, right? And so these are the things that I think can be beneficial to anybody. Like not just pit bull people, not just people that have working dogs, but anybody who opening their mouth to speak on these dogs. And I love the fact that I have a professional boarding kennel with nice tall fences and all their fancy equipment that could not hold two American Pit Bull Terriers. And I watched a 160-pound Great Dane be contained in there. So what I'm telling you is, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight and the dog and the drive and the workability and all this good stuff. And I'm telling you right now, them two American Pit Bull Terriers are running them out of business right now. Two of them. And then people got the nerve to get on the news and talk about our dogs when they themselves can't handle these dogs. And once again, I'm gonna say it again. I will always say this. They would say, well, "Why would you want a dog like that?" And I asked them people, if you had an autistic child or a child that had mental debilitating issues, would you say, "Why would you have children?" Because the possibility to have a child that could have a mental disability could affect all of us, right? Would you just get rid of the child, or would you adjust your lifestyle and find confinements for that child to make that child live a happy life as possible? And Faith, I'm gonna be real with you. That may be possible on some smaller yards, but in my opinion, because I know that typically the feedback is, well, you shouldn't have that many dogs, or you should get more people to help you out. That's not always possible, you know. Especially when you're breeding to keep a line and you want to keep all your dogs. If you got 40 plus dogs, it may not be possible to look at them in great detail every day and still get the dogs the food, water, and attention they need to develop them however you want to develop them. And when you got 10 or less, yeah, like I would say, okay, you got time. I can come in. I'm being real with y'all. I can come in on days where I don't feel like doing nothing with my dogs. I can clean up the poop they have in the backyard. I can feed them. I can water them. I can let them run around the backyard for 5-10 minutes. And in less than 30 minutes, I got both my two fed and legal met all my legal responsibilities to those dogs in 30 minutes. And there are days where I come home from work and I'm whooped, and that does occur, right? That is the exception to the rule. That is not the rule. What I'm getting at is I don't want perfection. I don't want people like if you literally go out there and do everything every day, that's fine. I'm not knocking you. I swear to God, I'm not knocking you. But I just know I be seeing stuff. You know what I'm saying? I see stuff. And what I'm telling you is this: once my legal responsibilities to my dogs are covered, that everything else is an opinion. Everything else is an opinion, right? There are a lot of people who take great care of their dogs maintenance wise, but the dog itself is not being cared for mentally, physically, and emotionally. I'm gonna give you an example. The kennel, the boarding kennel I'm on here whining about today, right? In their mind, socializing the dogs is letting them play. In their mind, the dogs being able to run together is proper exercise. In their mind, the dogs being able to roam around a kennel run area is adequate exercise as long as they get 30 minutes twice a day. Anybody with a dog that is regularly exercised knows that dog can go for hours and hours. If they're not being mentally given a job, mentally stimulated, or physically exerted at a high level, you are not smoking that dog for energy. You are not zapping that dog's energy at all. The average husky can go 22 miles in the Iditarod. Sub-zero degree temperatures, wind chills out of this world, snow up to their eyeballs. 22 miles. like it's nothing, and then wake up the next day, do it again and again and again. The average pit bull can work out for anywhere from 1.5 to 3 hours fresh, not even in keep. I'm not saying run a slap mill full out. I'm talking about like a bike, a road ride with a bike, or you let it just tug on a spring pole. That dog can do that for hours with no prior exercise. She said it's a. Okay, let me put it on the screen. She says it's an all day job giving them attention and cleaning kennels, etc. When you own a lot of dogs, I have 21 dogs, but I agree. Once it is legally once what is legally required and needed for the dogs is done, there's nothing wrong with taking a break. Absolutely. Now, mind you, because I say that, but you like and Faith, we know this. Faith, I know you take care of your dog. I see your dogs, you work your dogs. They're always in photos, like doing stuff. You capture them doing things, the things that other people should be doing to keep the dogs well cared for. So you're like you already solidified. Solidified. The people I gotta give the disclaimer for is the people who hear me say that and they go, oh, well, he don't always do it, but their normal, their default is only doing the bare minimum. Those people, I'm not talking to you. You people probably should not have the dogs. You people should just get the little robo dogs or get a dog that requires less work. And if you want to get them and you want to do the bare minimum and keep them legally, that's fine too. Just do the legal things and don't end up in the news. I ain't that's Dre's opinion. But yeah, I wanted to share that, Faith. Thank you for that. But no, like this this is insane because I'm up at 9:51 on my day off. Mind you, I get up at 3:40 in the morning, y'all. It's not like I wasn't up, but I'm up dealing with things that I should be enjoying my family right now. I just drove cross country for possibly my last military move ever. I'm settling in. I'm about to go indoctrinate people into the military. The robo dogs, yeah, I seen them. They look pretty cool, but like, because if it's the image you want, then just go get the robo dog. So you can have the low robo dog. It's a group of people. They actually take the leash. They put glue on there and make it hard, and they just pretend to have a dog on the leash, and they walk around. They do things like they got a dog. That's a thing. Live action role play, pretending like they got a dog, and if that's what they want to do, that's cool too. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no legalities behind that. You can do that. You can walk that dog wherever you can walk that dog. That's a service animal. You can take wherever you want to go. You can take that. You can take that invisible dog wherever you want to go, fam. You know, just don't let him bite nobody. Don't let him bite nobody. But yeah, y'all. Um, I feel better, y'all. Legit. Getting it off my chest, I feel better. And right now, I got a homeboy that hit me up on Facebook. And he said he knows some pretty good lawyers for stuff like this. Because this would be a civil suit. This wouldn't be like a criminal suit. This would be a civil suit because they're trying to hold me liable for things that Um, I believe the Department of Justice should see on my side, and they should see it as the facility was inadequate. The facility was inadequate for my dogs to be kept there, right? And um, I would want some restitution for the headache of being stressed out. And I expressed, I was like, look, I'm in the process of moving. Like I'm my dogs are being boarded because I have to board them. So for them to know that and to know, like, maybe they never moved before, but any of y'all who ever moved from state to state, especially with dogs, like moving your dogs, you know the headache of managing the dogs on the road. It ain't the same when you got to set up, like you got your chain setups or fences or your home, and that you're something you're already paying for to facilitate your dogs. That's different than when you got to pay somebody else. You don't know them, you don't know their background. And I'm like, it's been more stressful. It would have been cheaper and less stressful for me to just keep my dogs in a hotel room the whole time. Because $59 a night. Okay, think about this. I'm paying $59 a night per dog to keep them kenneled. 59. I would have paid one time fee of 150 for the dogs, and then $59 a night at the Motel 6. And I'm gonna request Motel 6, bottom floor, and I'm gonna apply my military discount. So that probably gonna be like $47 a night for the next 8 nights, right? Um, and yeah, but Motel 6, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Motel 6. Motel 6 is corporately owned. I've been doing my research. Y'all. I've learned a lot in this process. Motel 6 is corporately owned, which means that Motel 6 specifically does not have breed restrictions anywhere in the country. Also, Motel 6 is not supposed to charge pet fees after the initial pet fee. It is a one-time fee. That's right, Pitwise. So, like, I did this research or whatever. I pulled it up. Um, so what'll probably end up happening is I'll probably just sleep there, but be with my family during the day. I did have the dogs boarded in a hotel with me before off base. Um, when I was in Arizona, but I also had less family with me, so I can't afford to buy 2 rooms on base and 2 rooms off base, and I get paid only the government rate for my move. So on base is covered by the government. When I go off base, it's coming out of pocket, right? So like people are like, why wouldn't you just get the rooms off? It don't work like that. Like you know what I'm saying? It don't work. It don't swing like that just because I wanted to be like that. All right, so I'm shucking and jiving to make this thing work, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But Pitwise was yeah. But nah, y'all. So Motel 6, I thought that was cool. Like, and I'm not saying they're a luxury stay. What I'm telling you is any city you go to, Motel 6 being corporately owned does not have breed restrictions. That's what I'm telling you. Motel 6 is my fallback plan. Now that I know that about them, that's my fallback plan for any time I gotta travel with the dogs. All right. Um, But yeah, y'all, like this is crazy. So tomorrow I'll pick my dogs up. Hopefully my dogs is fine over the night. If not, I will have a lawsuit for my dog for negligence, whatever. But and let me say this too, because this is a real conversation. I'm gonna have this at the end of this. I'm gonna have this. I'm in live at like the hour mark, I guess. A lot of people go, I couldn't afford to lose my dog. I don't want to lose my dog. I don't want to do that. I swear to God, like I put way too much work into Saki. Like, I'm not saying Kazi, but Saki is my dog. Like people know Samurai Kennels because of Saki, right? Just being real with you. Okay, so if something happened to that dog, one thing I have learned, and this is a hard truth, is that it's me, right? It's me. Like I love my dog. I want him to die in my possession at 20, 30 years old. I hope he lives longer than any other dog I've ever had, right? I genuinely mean that. Like if something happened to that dog, I'm gonna be more hurt than if most people I know passed away. If that when that dog passes, just being 100% real. Kazi it would bother me. It would bother me, but we don't have the history that Saki and I had. It would bother me. Like I would probably go ghost for a day or two. You know what I'm saying? But oh no, Faith. He's in a boarding kennel right now. He's in a boarding kennel, but the boarding kennel he keeps escaping the boarding kennel's fences. So I was on here arguing because I'm like they trying to make me pay for damages because he got out of there and tore some hoses and mop heads and stuff, whatever, right? And so but yeah, like if something happens then between now and tomorrow when I go pick my dog up, like the one thing is, thankfully for the community we have, there are people who would replace him just because they fool with me that hard, and those are the people I fool with, right? Two, I've now realized that uh you can do what I've accomplished with American Pit Bull Terrier for protection work and so that I could do it with any line that has the right dogs. You know what I'm saying? Facts, Pitwise, facts. And so like could I do it again? Yes. Do I want to start over from scratch? No. My goal is in the future as I add more dogs to my kennel, as I add more dogs to my training regimen, is to let the old dogs that I currently have kind of be like let my dogs watch me interact with them because dogs learn monkey see, monkey do. Say what you want to, but a dog that doesn't dig can watch a dog dig and learn how to dig. A dog that doesn't escape fences can watch another dog do it and learn how to escape fences. A dog that doesn't bite fences can see another dog biting on a fence and learn these behaviors. I've seen it. I've seen it, right? There's no doubt in my mind that my dogs watched what she said. She said, imagine being a dog boarding facility and not being able to do your facts. I swear to God, hey, on everything I love, like that's literally like, facts. The one job you have is to keep them contained for the owner. While I swear to God, I appreciate that. Tony was good, big dog, big Tony. The one job you have is to board and keep the dog safe, and you're incompetent. Incompetent. All right. So yeah, y'all. Like that's crazy to me. That's crazy work. It's crazy work. And then okay, so then I started the morning off good anyways, y'all. So uh CEO, we went live over on his channel on El Loco Morano on TikTok. Like yeah, my social media presence is about to go up because I'm bored here in Texas. Like Arizona didn't have like I didn't have the space to do my stuff like I want to do in Arizona. But Texas does. So like we went live on El Loco Morano over on TikTok. Bro, we didn't make it 20 minutes before TikTok was like done. Y'all are done on TikTok. And I don't even curse. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even curse like online no more. So like is I don't know what happened. Like they did not like us talking about what we was talking about. And all I was talking about was literally the title was setting healthy boundaries. So it wasn't like some polarizing topic that makes people feel offended or whatever. It was literally talking about setting healthy boundaries. Like, hey, being able to tell family and friends no, stand on it, and then seeing who's healthy around you that can take your boundaries and respect them. And I give y'all a little synopsis of it because you can't see it. They took it off the internet. I was saying that I go to bed between 7:30 and 9 o'clock at night. I go to bed with like my kids, like I expect my kids to go to bed. But I wake up at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. So my days start earlier, so my nights end earlier. And there are some people who will call me outside of my business hours. And I was saying that, like, my business hours are typically from 8 to 4. That's when I like to have phone calls and like that handle stuff. Other than that, when I get home from work, I want to handle my dogs, handle my family, have me some supper, take a shower, and go to bed. I've learned that in my business, there is no business interactions that really happen other than food, clubs, and bars after 9 o'clock. There nowhere that I do commerce at is open or does business after 9 o'clock. I don't have to stay up to 12 o'clock to see what's going on the internet. I just catch all I catch all lives when I go running, when I go hiking, when I go walking my dog. I catch the lives, the replays. You know what I'm saying? I'm not staying up to 12 o'clock at night because, saying whoever want to have a live at 12 o'clock at night. I'm not doing that. I fool with you. I go over there, I watch it after the fact, hit the like button, keep it moving. But that's a boundary. And that boundary is if you call me at that time frame, I'm not answering the phone. If it's an emergency, call the police, call the ambulance, call your significant other. You know what I'm saying? Like these are these are things that like, yo, like, I don't know, fam. But these are boundaries that most of y'all here respect them. You're gonna text me or call me at a reasonable time or send a text message so that I can respond to it in turn when I have the availability to respond to it. That's a healthy boundary. And a lot of our brothers in the dog game, we are so fixated on the dogs, we don't think about the person. We don't think about the person. So that's what we was talking about. I was venting about that over there with a local Morano, Mr. CEO, and Big Toyo. Bro, we didn't last 20 minutes, y'all. TikTok was like, no, y'all got to go. Y'all got to go. So yeah, man, TikTok got us up out of there. But um, if y'all get here a little bit later, man, I would say go back and check it around like the 8 minute mark. I was kind of giving the rundown of what I was actually like on here like venting about. Um, Make sure y'all catch the reels. I got reels pumping out like every couple days now on Samurai Kennel. Um, they be different topics, you know what I'm saying? One of them was like, can you get a game dog from a cur? I put out one today about top 4 bloodlines, American Pit Bull Terriers, and I just like 4 random dogs. I talk about what I think I know, and I'm not gonna lie, like I learned a lot about the dogs from the comments. I learned more from the comments than I do typically for some of these panels we have because I used to be really, really against the Facebook community, but I feel like you need the Facebook community to be successful on YouTube. And I'm gonna tell you why. Facebook ain't got no cut cards, and you can say a lot more things on Facebook than you can on YouTube. Facebook and Instagram, mind you, I'm not talking about illegal stuff, but just like in general, like you ain't gotta have no cut card or spare somebody's feelings on Facebook, right? And so, what a lot of times I'll do is I'll just go by and I'll hit the like button because I'm like I'm not there to argue with you. It's a few of them that they'll get me and I say something slick back, but like very rarely like Facebook develops the thick skin you need to be on camera and talking like you need to talk on YouTube. And I used to avoid it, but like nah, man, like it's very therapeutic. Faith said, she said, I love the topics and reels. I try to, hey, thank you. You know what I'm saying? And like, so I got another one coming, Faith. And this one gonna be a good one for you too. I can't give you too much detail, but I got another one coming, and it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be real interesting. Schoolcraft say, my new work schedule is so messed up, but I definitely got to get back to catch. So I ain't even been going live like that, bro. Really, Schoolcraft right now, until I get in my house and I got like probably like a month under my belt of working at my new job. I don't even know what my schedule gonna be, y'all. So like that's another reason why these lives are so sporadic and spread out. I'm just keeping y'all like those y'all that fool with me. I'm keeping y'all up to date on what's going on. And so Grow with soul, big dog in the building. Bro. Hey man, y'all was cooking the other night on CEO show, bro. Salute, soul, salute, man. For real, for real. Hey y'all go follow my brother Growing with Soul. Man, look, like Soul, CEO, and Toyo, they actually be knowing what they talking about, bro. Like I today I knew what I was talking about. And I'm in my little realm, but like, bro, like so the other day we was on Toyo channel cooking, man. Like that brother like impressed me so much. Like I know he's intelligent, but like sometimes like his level of intelligence just it's exponential depending on like where he's been focusing on and finding him stuff, man. But it's growing with soul. And yeah, man, a lot of modern day farming stuff, man. I've learned a lot. I've actually found a couple of plants that I actually can grow when I try to grow them. Mint being one of them. Like it's a great herb, and I like my favorite alcoholic beverage is a traditional Cuban mojito, and it requires fresh mint. So definitely learned that from him over there, man. So salute to him, and salute to everybody, man. If y'all got channels and stuff, y'all make sure y'all post them here, man. If I fool with you, I'm shouting you out, bro. If I fool with you, I'm shouting you out, and that's it. But yeah, y'all, we at the hour mark now. I'll probably go live later on today, but I haven't even had my breakfast yet, y'all. This was I was venting because for those y'all who got here later, I was venting because I boarded my dogs. My dogs escaped the boarding uh, kennel, destroyed some stuff in the boarding kennel, and now they're trying to hold me liable for it. Oh, no worries. So now they're trying to hold me liable for it. So I'm going to be lawyering up, or at least if they try to hold me, if they try to make me pay for this, I will be we'll be litigating this. I'll be litigating, and what they don't realize is I get free legal advice. I can go 5 minutes down the road to base legal and get free legal advice. So I'm going to take their contract to the base legal office, and I'm going to because I'm traveling on military orders. I'm going to take my contract to the base legal office and have them review the contract and see what liability I'm responsible for. Exactly. So exactly, and then after they verify what I am legally responsible for, I'm going to go to my first sergeant and have them draft a agreement as to whether they should, because my dogs got injured in the process. My dogs got injured in their facility, right? So in this process, my dogs were injured and they got a hold of each other. Uh, it's all in the video. I mean, if y'all want to see it, go back and check around the 8 minute mark. I explained everything, but yeah. So uh, I'm about to get up off here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go live tonight. What's tonight? Tonight, Tuesday. Yeah, okay. Going hard, go live a little bit later. But okay, so if I go live, I go live. If I don't, I don't, bro. If I go live, I go live. If I don't, I don't. Um, I would like to get my TikTok presence up, but oh man, high voltage Kennels in the building. He said, man, you should have hollered at me. I could have watched them for you, brother. Hey, that's see, I should have done that, man. But also one of the reasons why I boarded my dogs was because I was talking about healthy boundaries earlier this morning, y'all. Was uh I appreciate when my brothers and sisters can help me, right? But at the same time, sometimes I don't want to be an inconvenience to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get it done and get it done right. And so I genuinely appreciate that. And in the future, I will definitely reach out to my dog brothers and dog sisters. Cause y'all the only ones that know how to take care of these dogs, man. Facts. Thank you. Thank you. Hey y'all. So if I go live, I'll let y'all know. I will post it earlier. Like I'll give y'all like a little heads up or whatever. It'll be an open panel. Um because we can talk like this one I needed to vent. I just needed y'all to come through so I could vent and get off my chest because it is I don't know if y'all can, it's dreary, it's a dreary day out here. It is a dreary day. I got cabin fever. I got four little children in a hotel room with man, and when they wake up, it is go time. From the time they wake up to the time they go, bro. But I'ma salute y'all, man. I'm gonna hit y'all with this Christian watchword. I'm gonna get up out of here. And then if y'all free later on, we can kick it or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I got 8 days off that I'm gonna just be going live randomly. So For those of y'all that pray, please stay. If not, you know what I'm saying? I don't force religion on nobody, but I share it willingly with everybody. Just check it out. May the Lord watch between you and me while we're absent, one from another. Amen. For the love of the dogs, for the love of the game, peace.
Yeah. Beat drop slow, head not flow. Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Sack it from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breathe for clout, we breathe for spine. DNA thick, can't clone this pride. That Shogun blood, yeah, the legends don't die. Started with Boogeyman, ghost in the chain. Locked in the game, never move for fame. Old mountain lions run deep in the flame. Sock about the fire, Michonne brought the name. Then came Fat Boy, muscle in the frame. Man, hard, put respect on the name. Shotgun smooth, but the work insane. Sugar sweet jit, but I